It all started 9 years ago. On the 28th of June in 2012, in a once-in-a-lifetime performance, world number 100 Lukas Rosol, a man who was barely known by any tennis fan, managed to shock the world by taking out the second seed and two-time Wimbledon champion, Rafael Nadal, ending the Spaniard's streak of 11 major quarterfinals. Since 2006, Rafa has reached the final in Wimbledon in 5 out of 6 occasions, won the title 2 times and had to retire due to some serious injury in 2009, which makes his records on grass courts quite exceptional, but only up until this very match. However, and despite the disastrous loss, Rafa had something much more serious to worry about, which was of course his knee.
He played great and he beat me, so just accept it, and in that moment I really was much more worried about my knee than about the lose after that terrible, terrible 6-7 months. No?
This specific injury is considered to be one of the biggest and most terrifying injuries of Rafa's career, as it forced him out of the tennis world for over 8 months. The injury prevented Nadal from defending his Olympic singles gold medal at the London Games, where he was supposed to be Spain's flag bearer in the opening ceremony. He also had to pull out of the US Open and Spain's Davis Cup final against Czech Republic, which his teammates lost without him, and finally, the Australian Open at the start of the 2013 season. However, Rafa's 2013 season is considered to be one of the greatest comeback seasons of all time. It officially began on February 5th with the ATP tournament Viña del Mar in Chile, where Rafa lost in the final. But he rebounded with victories at Sao Paulo, Acapulco, and the first Masters event of the year, Indian Wells. Rafa followed that with victories in Barcelona, Rome, Madrid, and finally the French Open after defeating Novak Djokovic in the semis in one of the greatest tennis matches of all time, before defeating his fellow Spaniard David Ferrer in the final to win his 8th Roland Garros crown. Despite his first round loss in Wimbledon to Steve Darcis a few weeks later, Rafa responded with probably his most unique and unexpected achievement, the Summer Slam, where he won Montreal, Cincinnati, and the US Open, defeating Novak Djokovic once again in the final, and finally ending his historic season as world number 1.
In front of Spanish royalty in the borough of Queens, let the coronation begin. Rafael Nadal is once again the king in New York City.
Rafa started his next season in Doha, where he won the title beating Guy Monfils in the final. But before that, specifically in the second round, Rafa came up against the man whom this video is all about, Lukas Rosol. It was a tricky match, a comfortable first set for Rafa, but suddenly he was down 5-4 with Rosol serving for the second set. Rafa manages to break back and finally end the match after a very tough tie break.
C'est fait avec un cri rageur de Rafael Nadal, il s'en sort, il s'impose 6-2, 7-6 en 1h43 face à Lukas Rosol. Il aura encore été un petit peu inquiété, notamment dans cette deuxième manche, Rafael Nadal. Ce n'est pas le meilleur match de sa carrière.
Up until this point, it looked like there was no hard feelings whatsoever between these two. Fast forward to the 26th of June, 2 years after the match that made Rosol famous, the two have met again in the second round of Wimbledon. However, it became clear that there was some hidden beef between the two, which was confirmed later on in an interview by Tony Nadal. Uncle Tony finally broke his silence for the first time and complained about Rosol's behavior on court, as the Czech was continuously jumping around and making weird noises before Rafa was about to serve. Tony admitted that he begged Rafa to win this match. Please Rafa, just beat this guy and after that you can go back to Mallorca, you can enjoy your boat, you can go fishing, but please beat him and everyone is happy. As expected, the match itself was very difficult and full of tension. Rosol manages to break Rafa at 4-all and serve out the first set. And to make things worse, early in the second, Rosol broke Rafa again and was up 4-2. It looked like it's gonna be another upset all over again. But if there is one thing people have learned from watching Rafa throughout the years, is that you should never count him out until the match is over. And so, the comeback was on.
И он попадает под заднюю линию, делает брейк.
Rafa broke back and now it's time for a tie break, with Rosol having a set point on Rafa's serve. Almost a match point for the Czech.
И атакует Надаль. Он понимает, что нельзя больше сдерживать.
With nerves of steel, Rafa saves it and closes out the second set, and we're back to square one.
Второй сет.
Just look at Tony's reaction there, it says everything. Have you ever seen Tony react like that to any other player? I mean, Rafa won 20 Grand Slams now, and I've never seen Tony Nadal celebrate like this. However, Rosol's dirty tactics did not seem to end, as he knocked over Rafa's bottles in the fourth set, attempting to distract Rafa's rhythm, who was pretty much all over him, breaking him twice in the third set and again at the start of the fourth. But Rafa manages to keep calm and finally take his long-awaited revenge after a very difficult and tricky final game. Wait, you thought that was the end? Well, there is a little bit more to our story. A year later, in arguably the worst season in Rafa's career, where he did not win a single Grand Slam for the first time since 2005, Rafa met Rosol in the second round in Basel. Rafa was pretty much losing to everybody that year. His confidence level was very low and it was a very big chance for Rosol to take a second swing at him. The match started with Rosol dominating the first set 6-1, breaking Rafa at the start of the second, then holding to his serve until he was up 5-4 and 30-love in what looked like the final game of the match.
Bueno, pues para una vez que tiene algo de suerte, Nadal de poco le ha servido.
Qué buena.
¡Qué grande, Rafa!
However, if there is one person that Rafa wasn't going to lose to in that year, that person is definitely Lukas Rosol.
Lo tiene Rafa. Consigue el passing.
Rafa manages to summon his inner warrior and win 8 games in a row, both clinching the second set and being a breakup in the third. But Rosol's dirty tactics have no end. Since at the start of the match, he kept getting on Rafa's nerves by hitting his racket on the ground before Rafa was about to serve. Rafa, in one of his rarest moments, finally broke his silence and complained to the umpire about Rosol's behavior. Unfortunately, Rosol has already gotten under his skin and he was broken, and we were back even at 4-all in the third set.
Se la jugó con el segundo Rafa. Consiguió ponerla dentro.
In the tiebreak, Rafa had to play some magical shots, specifically this volley at 4-2 down, which came in very handy as Rafa won all the remaining points in the tiebreak and have finally put Rosol in his deserved place.
Se le va el revés a Lukas Rosol. Y celebrando la victoria Rafa Nadal como si fuera un título. Vaya partidazo el que ha levantado Rafa después de un primer set en el que lo ha pasado.
Just look at this cold handshake. Come on, even Fabio Fognini gets more respect from him. And to put the final nail in Rosol's coffin, Rafa completely destroyed him a few weeks later in Paris, where Rosol finally seemed to have run out of all of his dirty tactics. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Please hit the like button if you did. Feel free to subscribe to my channel for more original tennis content. Thank you so much guys for your never-ending support. There is no words that describe how grateful I am for you sticking around all this time. Thank you and see you in the next video. Stay safe everyone.
ace.
Absolutely amazing career, and it's wonderful to have you on our team. And please welcome Rafa Nadal.